Okay, welcome back to episode 12 of From... What's happened?
Sorry, I was just looking at you. Shoes.
I hope you can't see these.
No, you can't. You can't.
It's
You
like
can't.
MJ.
Can't.
Right, we'll start that again, shall we?
Oh,
Right, we're on. Okay, welcome back to episode 12 of From the Source podcast. Today, we're talking about the start of fitness journeys, and we're going to be going through what advice we'd give to someone who's just starting out in the gym, in fitness, in exercise, and we'll probably touch on nutrition and recovery as well. Now, to start us off, we're going to be talking about how we started in fitness. So if I jump in, mine was pretty simple. Went through school, played a little bit of sport, but then as I got to age like 15, maybe 14, 15, I started watching like YouTube and seeing these guys that were huge and they were in the gym and they were just like lifting weights. And I basically decided that's probably a bit of me, that. So I watched some videos of guys lifting weights and then went into the gym. And I think my dad got me a membership when I was like 15. I think you had to be 16. And he just pretended I was 16 or something. And then I went into Bannatynes and I remember thinking, oh my God, like I'm in a proper gym and I can just do what I want. And I literally just went straight to the running machine and didn't even lift any weights. Because I remember looking at the weights thinking, that's so scary.
yeah. Do you not remember when people used to say, like lifting free weights and stuff, you shouldn't do it in that lot? So if you do that one session where you went on the bench, the free weight bench for your mates, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
shouldn't be doing that.
It was overwhelming. I remember like looking into the free weight area and there was all these massive guys, and you know, when you don't know what to do, it was so scary.
Yeah, and everyone's saying like, don't drop a bench on a barbell on your neck or something, you'll kill yourself, and don't squat too deep and stuff like that. So yeah, it's weird, isn't it, when you let loose.
What about you? So what?
I was like sport, rugby, football, cricket, all that lot when I was younger. I don't know what year, how old I was when my dad took me to, I think it was Total Fitness we went to him. They had like a 200 meter or a 300 meter running track, like round the outside of the gym upstairs, and like a pool downstairs, proper sick gym. And I was similar. I just wanted to get on the rubber running track.
Yeah.
Look really cool running round. All these big lads on like free weights looking at you like, who's this kid?
Yeah.
And then it moved to free weights and stuff. And I think then I got a job and they had a free gym there. So I just used that with my mates and stuff. And that's pretty much how it went on from there. And trying to find out what I wanted to do, because I think every 16 to 19-year-old wanted to get big and buff.
Yeah, you wanted to just have like massive biceps.
Yeah, biceps were the way. And like Gymshark back then was like 10 and a bit years ago now. So Gymshark was just kind of present, really. So
Yeah.
I was like looking at what was he called? Steve Cook, and there's a guy with like blonde. There was like a guy with blonde hair.
I remember. I can't remember his name, but I remember looking at the Gymshark athletes, and they were huge.
Yeah.
When Gymshark started, it was all about bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And now it's all about like being your individual, like fit self, and you look like whatever you want to look like. And,
yeah, because they sponsored all the bodybuilding events, didn't they?
They had like this proper string of vests, you know.
Yeah.
Like basically, you may as well not wear a vest.
Yeah, it was just like
a piece of
material,
string here.
Yeah. Had the shark on the front, didn't it? And everyone went mad for Gymshark. Everyone was getting sponsored and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's how they grew. But
it was only lads as well. It was like only men's wear.
Yeah. I think that's how it starts really in the fitness industry. I think it's a bit sexist with that.
Yeah.
Everyone launches a fitness brand with like, not so much now because there is a lot of like female brands out there, but it starts as a male brand, and then they release women.
Yeah, I guess as well, because in the gym, in like the free weights area, not now, it's changed, but it's still predominantly male orientated. Girls maybe stay on the cardio, and
it's intimidating though for the girls, because even like a girl thinking, oh, I want to lift free weights because I want to do like hip thrusters or whatever they do. There's loads of just men staring.
Yeah, about, yeah. And there's
They,
always
like,
creepy
dominate-
guys in a gym
yeah.
as well.
They dominate the area, don't they?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, in a commercial gym, there's always like the big, massive guys who are dead creepy. They like approach women, and like you can't go and like chat someone up at the gym.
No.
You know, like, because if you're chatting someone up at the gym, you're a weirdo, I think, because the girl or the guy can't leave. Like, they're there to work out. They've paid to go there, and then you're approaching them. I just think, like, just leave people to it. Maybe like if you like someone at the gym, go and speak to them after the gym. You know,
Yeah.
on the way out,
Yeah.
but not in the actual gym. Like, it's just weird
Yeah,
because
'cause
now everyone's awkward.
You are fixed, aren't you? You can't say if you walked in 5 minutes into a workout, some guy comes chatting you up. You're not just going to leave.
Yeah, like if some guy comes over like, oh, you know, can I have your number? And then you have to say no, then now you just feel awkward for the whole session and probably every other session that he's there.
Yeah, and you're trying to work out times where he's not going to be there.
Yeah. So rule 1 of getting into fitness, don't approach people in the
Yeah.
gym.
Just don't be a weirdo. Like, really weird.
But then when I started getting into the gym and getting into fitness, I did want to get like huge and get like massive biceps and stuff. But then very quickly, I also wanted to get better at running. And I started like running. And at the time when I was younger, I didn't really care about being like overall like fit in general. I didn't care about being like really healthy, but I wanted to be like fast and big and strong.
Yeah.
Like an athlete basically. So I'd started training like lifting weights but running at the weekends and stuff. And I think that's what built like my overall fitness, and then probably what got me into like CrossFit training as well.
I realised that I wanted to be bigger, but then I thought, I'll just lift weights like 5 days a week. This was when I was like 17, 18, and forgot that obviously I'm not now running. So when I go to run, you feel like proper heavy and lethargic and a bit shit. And it was just it took me ages to find that balance on, if you are going to lift loads of weights, you also have to keep moving as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just turn into like the big bodybuilders that you don't want to be at the gym. So I think at the start, it's just a bit of trial and error. You work out what you like more. I think it was more bodybuilding for me type stuff at the start.
Yeah, you have to. It's weird starting at the gym because it's easy when we've got a goal. So if your goal was as a young lad to get big, then you know that you want to go into the gym and do some bicep curls and, push some weights around. But then there's some people who know they want to like lose weight, for example, and then the gyms are a really like overwhelming place. I know a couple of people who want to go to the gym to look better, like to lose weight, but then when they tell me like, oh yeah, so I'll go and do like 10 minutes on the treadmill, and then I go and do some like leg press on the machine, but then I don't know what to do. And it's a bit like, yeah, I get it, because what's your goal,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's people need a bit of education though, isn't it? It's about, obviously, you're never going to lose a lot of weight just doing that. You got to actually get a sweat on. You got to burn some calories. Sitting on the leg press and doing a few bench press sessions aren't really going to make you lose weight. And I think with the internet and stuff, there's so much information out there with blogs and all that lot. I mean, like, I remember when I was younger, like bodybuilding.com was massive. So they had always chucking out loads of blogs, and you got lost in the information. They used to send out like nutrition workouts, and then they'd change the plans, fitness plans, and you don't know what you're doing. And obviously there's a lot of PTs out there that create training plans that you've got to pay for. But when you first start off, you don't want to be paying for this nutrition plan. You just want to be able to just go to the gym.
Yeah.
It's a tough time because you just want to enjoy it, but there's so much going on.
It's interesting. There's PTs and like online PTs or in-person PTs that you see on Instagram and stuff, and they might charge quite a lot for a new client to go, and they go on like a 4 to 8 week program, and some of them really do work, but then others, I hear about them and I'm like, you know, if you're telling someone that they can't have like, there was one that I heard the other day that was basically someone was saying that you can't have white salt, you can only have pink salt. And I was like thinking, no one's losing weight because they're having pink salt. Like,
Is that Himalayan salt? Is that
yeah,
yeah.
they're basically saying like Himalayan salt's better for you. Like, maybe it is, but I don't know. Like, if I signed up to a PT and he was basically like, or she was telling me that I couldn't have a certain type of salt, I'd be a bit like, what the hell?
Mm.
You know, like, that's not the factor. That's a tiny little increment. Like, what about the whole picture? You know, I don't know.
I think the basics for, like, say, losing weight is just work out more than what you eat in calorie terms.
Yeah, and eat less than you normally do.
And that is the fundamental basics. I generally think, and likewise to put weight on, you exercise more, you'll eat more,
Yeah,
you'll put weight on, and make sure basically, and then obviously you tweak it a bit to like having your carbs or your protein. Obviously, if you want, there's loads of different things you can do. I just think people getting obsessed about like salt, or there's like Weight Watch. I don't know which one it is, like Weight Watch, where you can eat as many potatoes as you want.
yeah, that's mad.
And I just think
That is absolutely mad.
so. There's not one mention of exercise in here. It's just eat as much potato as you want, but don't eat a lot of veg.
Yeah,
And don't eat a lot of protein.
Weight Watchers, like, I used to work at different places, like different schools and stuff, and some of the people were on Weight Watchers, and they used to talk to me about it. And they used to say, like, okay, so Weight Watchers is all about sins. So some food is really, it's got a lot of sins in it, so it's really bad. But some foods has 0 sins, so you can eat as much as you want, and it's fine.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, that is utter bullshit. Like, so you're telling me that you can go and eat, like you just said, 20, portions of fries, but that because they don't have any sins in, because it's potatoes, it's fine. Like, that's not teaching people how to lose weight or how to stay healthy. I think you basically need to teach people about, what foods have got inside them, like ingredients, and then also about calories and like movement and exercise and overall health. Not this food's fine and this food's got 10 sins in it. That's not real life.
But it's never Weight Watching and stuff. I mean, I don't know much about them, but stuff like that, they don't publicize about exercise and movement. It's always about, like you said, the sins and the food and stuff like that. They don't just move more, you burn more. I don't know how people make it so complicated.
Yeah, they make it complicated because they want people to stay on it. If you're in Weight Watchers, you're in it forever, because you never learn how to actually like be healthy and lose weight. Yeah.
Probably creates like eating disorders.
You ever notice as well, like on like people who run Weight Watchers are often quite overweight.
Yeah.
And
you ever watch Little Britain?
Yeah, that was
so when they did the Little Britain
unbelievable.
Sketch,
yeah,
the Matt Lucas who was playing the part was like a big fat woman from Weight Watchers telling all these other fat people not to eat stuff.
It was bang on, wasn't it?
Stuff behind. And that is literally what happens.
Yeah. It's funny. I don't know. Like, I think modern day PTs are quite good. Online PTs are quite good at now giving people the facts and information. But the way I see it, if you're paying someone for like a plan, or I don't know, like if you're paying someone to help you lose weight, you should only be paying them for a short amount of time. When the goal's complete, they should have all the information to then go and do it themselves.
It's about skills, isn't it?
If you're paying a PT forever, like not a PT that's training you, but a PT that's basically like giving you nutritional advice, like you don't want to be on a meal plan forever.
Yeah, if your goal was to lose weight or put weight on, whatever the weight loss or gain would be, once you've hit that, then you say to that PT, right, I want you to take me to the next level. It's always another goal. It's not like a PT is not a mate to just train with.
Yeah.
Like,
they're like teaching you.
Like 45 quid just to stand there and watch you. So you're right, another rep. Yeah, it should all be about skills, and when you're ready, then you should be able to do it on your own. Like, I know what to eat from just experience of exercising.
Yeah, and learning.
That if I eat that, it's going to have maybe this amount of calories or stuff like that. Or if I eat that, I can actually burn that off. And it's surprising that eating a bar of chocolate is like 400 or 500 calories, and you have to go on a decent run to get rid of it.
It's so hard to lose weight from exercise. It's all about nutrition, isn't it?
Did you not do like or it might have been you or someone else I saw on Strava did like 13 miles a run? Oh no, it wasn't you, it was another guy actually. And he burnt just 1,057 calories, but he was running for nearly 2 hours.
Yeah.
And that's 2 chocolate bars, which will take you about 5 minutes to eat.
If that. And it's funny.
And that's how people need to look at things.
Yeah. People who go to the gym to lose weight, you're doing it wrong. It's not about going to the gym to lose weight. It's about what you eat, and how much you eat is going to help you lose weight. Going to the gym should be all about like build some muscle, but be healthy, you know, burn some calories. Yeah. But if it takes you an hour to burn 500 calories and it takes you 2 minutes to eat them, like it's not about losing weight at the gym. It's about being healthy at the gym and exercising, keeping your heart and your body move, you know.
Is it not? It's just common sense.
Yeah, but
I was just thinking that
people don't know it, or they don't, learn it. I don't know. We never get taught it, do we?
Not well, briefly gets spoken about in like GCSE PE and stuff, but not a lot. I was just thinking like it really isn't difficult.
Yeah.
Like why would you, if you want to eat so much shit, but you also want to lose weight, and then your thought is like, well, I'm going to eat loads of shit and I want to lose weight. How about I'll just go to the gym for 4 hours? But why are you putting yourself through that? Why do you not just eat less shit?
Yeah.
And go to the gym for an hour?
Because it's funny, like if I eat, so let's say for example, right, a McDonald's, like a Mackey's, if you eat a meal like a cheeseburger and fries, right, and a Coke from Mackey's, that's probably about, I don't know, like let's say it's like 700 calories.
I reckon it's like 1,000.
Right, let's say it's 1,000, right? For the argument's sake, it's 1,000. Yet you can eat that, and then in about half an hour you'll be hungry again.
Yeah,
because there's nothing in it that's nutritious. There's nothing in it that your body needs. Like it's all just fake food.
I saw a video on a YouTube video when I was uploading one of the podcast videos, and this short, and this guy, he bought it. It really made me think about McDonald's, but there's probably loads of other videos anyway. But he bought a cheeseburger a year ago in the same wrapping, and he wrapped it up, and then the video was him unveiling it a year later.
It's perfect.
And it looked exactly the same.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
Like no mold, nothing. Like it wasn't the burger wasn't like hard. It wasn't anything. It was exactly the same. And I thought, if that sits in your body, like what is my body gonna pull out of that to use?
Yeah,
they say it's 100% British and Irish beef or whatever they say.
It's all just marketing, though.
It's probably 100% or 20% of that burger.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like there's shit.
It'll say we use 100% British beef, but you're right. They only put like 10% of that into the burger. Yeah, they've used 100% British beef, but they use this much of it.
Yeah,
yeah. And then marketing wise, they can say that.
Yeah, it's like when cleaning companies say kills 99.9% of bleach. They never say 100 because of the one time it doesn't, they'll get sued.
Yeah. It's crazy, but there's cool people out there now. Like one guy, you might have seen him, Eddie Abu, on Instagram.
Yeah,
like I like him, and I also disagree with some stuff he does. I think the overall message is great of stop eating rubbish. Wake up. He always says like, wake the fuck up, because he'll go into like a supermarket and the cereal will be like Oreo crisp cereal. Start the day with this, and it's like you're just eating like biscuits for breakfast, like, and you're giving it your kids.
Yeah, with milk on top.
Yeah. But then I also disagree with some stuff because he basically goes too far, and he starts saying like people shouldn't be eating. I don't know, like he even goes into say like people shouldn't be having like vitamins or just, I don't know. He goes a bit too far. I think in general, everyone's going to eat some rubbish in their life.
Yeah, I think you're allowed to. Yeah, I saw a video he did with Eddie Hall, in a supermarket, and he asked Eddie Hall what ingredients are in that bread. He said there should be like three. I don't know. He said there should be 3 ingredients in bread, and he said to Eddie Hall, "How many is it?" I think Eddie Hall said like 15.
Yeah.
It was like preservatives. Like,
Yeah.
saying stuff that I didn't even know.
Yeah, I actually look at the ingredients now, but I'm quite interested in nutrition anyway, not from Eddie, but just in general. And I think it is interesting when you do look at the back of an ingredients list. You want to see as few ingredients as possible, if at all. Like when you buy an apple, there's no ingredients because it just is an apple. But when you buy like even butter, yeah, Lurpak. Look at the back of Lurpak. It's not just milk. Like that's essentially what butter is. It's not just milk. It's like they've got this like a rapeseed oil and like all this other crap that's in it that's all like amalgamated together to make the butter. But anything like that, I have it sometimes, but I'm also like, it's crazy that the world we live in, you've got these like additives and stuff to preserve the food.
I went to the supermarket, like get some of my lunch, and I was thought, oh, I'll get some chicken. And there was like, do you know the packs of like chickens, like fresh chicken?
Yeah, like
strips?
ready cooked.
Yeah, ready cooked. I looked at the back of them. The ingredients that are in that chicken, you just think it's just chicken.
Yeah.
But it was like,
it never is.
I don't even know, like preservatives and stuff. And I looked at it and thought, yeah, loads of water, yeah. And I looked at it and thought, right, that's why the chicken can last so long.
Yeah,
the sell-by date is like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Because it's full of shit. Like, I've actually I killed a chicken and actually got a chicken.
Yeah, it's just chicken.
That's going mouldy, or it's going off, isn't it? But you can keep it
for weeks.
And it just shows what shit's in it.
Yeah. And I think there's an element of like, yeah, try and eat like whole foods and be healthy, but there's also, yeah, the 80-20 I always try and do. Like 20% is going to be rubbish food and not very good for you, but if you can try and have like 70-30 or 80-20 of healthy to unhealthy, or whole foods to, like fake chicken,
yeah,
you're going to have it now and again. But yeah, it's interesting now. Basically, you've just got all this like fake stuff going on, and if you just like zone in, you kind of see it and you think, wow, yeah, geez,
yeah,
what are we doing to the food?
I think obviously those people that own those like fake food companies and stuff, they obviously make all their money because it's ease, isn't it? No one wants to go home and cook a chicken and then strip it back and then serve it up and all that lot. They'd rather just have a packet, so that's where they make it, just pure ease. But I think sometimes it's not even like a lot of planning that goes into it. Like make 3 meals for like the next 3 days. Solid.
Yeah.
It's not, I like having overnight oats. They literally make it the night before, like yogurt in it.
Protein.
Oats. Yeah.
Protein powder.
I don't, honestly, it's been about 7 years since I bought protein
Really?
powder.
That's interesting.
I'd eat enough protein.
You get it from natural foods, yeah.
So why would I do it? But yeah, you could put protein powder in it. So I just leave that overnight, in the morning, put some like blueberries or berries in it.
Yeah.
Honey in it.
Yeah,
Sorted.
it's so good.
You have to be careful with honey because sometimes there's like sugar. It looks like honey, but it's just pure sugar.
Yeah.
That just colours
and honey's
gold.
if you get like raw honey, it's really good for you.
Yeah.
It's
expensive though.
Yeah, it's well expensive. Honey though is like a natural like antioxidant or something where it can fight off, viruses, sore throats.
Yeah. And it lasts.
It lasts. It's the only thing that doesn't have a sell-by date in the whole world. You know that?
I've heard that.
It's like honey, not your shitty little honey from Lidl that's runny and squirty and that. But if you get proper raw honey, it never goes off.
Wow. Them fucking bees.
I know. Bees, man. They've nailed it, haven't they?
That's why everyone talks about protecting the bees and stuff and all that lot.
Yeah. And then you see one and you're like, oh, God, a bee, get it out.
But it only, if it stings you, it doesn't want to sting you though.
Because it dies.
Yeah. Whereas wasps are little shits.
Yeah, wasps are unnecessary, to be honest. You don't need them. But anyway, back to this.
Yeah.
It's interesting, right? So when people want to get fit and they want to start working out, the first thing they do is go to the gym, and then they get overwhelmed, and it's a bit, it gives them anxiety because they don't know what to do. And then maybe they learn how to do it, and that's great. But also, people often skip like what they're interested in. So, like you were saying, obviously you started playing rugby, and then some people can, I don't know, go to like dance class or gymnastics or swimming. But the choice is so like wide. You can choose anything to be fit. Like you could literally just go swimming twice a week.
Mm.
You don't even need to step into a gym.
That's some fitness, that. Swimming.
Swimming's so hard.
Yeah, swimming's so good for you as well. You burn so many calories swimming.
Yeah.
And you get like a full body workout.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really
You
good.
see swimmers, like you see
huge backs,
swimmers, there's so much muscle on there.
It's lean, so lean. But yeah, I think have like the general fitness, but then find out what you want to use that fitness for. Even if that's just like cycling or running or like CrossFit.
Yeah. I think you should always aim to have an element of building muscle, not like getting big and hench, but everyone should try to build muscle for like overall health. You don't want to get to 70 and you can't get out your chair because you've got no muscle to do it. And I think that's massively underestimated. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't like going to the gym. It's not for me lifting weights." But I think like at least once a week, if you can get to a gym,
I think body weight
exercises.
The fact that you aren't able to pull yourself up on a bar is worrying. Or do a press up or do an air squat. Like those are fundamental things.
Yeah.
Like if you fell on the floor, how are you going to get yourself up? Well, you've got no strength because you can't like do an air squat. I think just even having those basics like push-ups, pull-ups, air squats, sit-ups.
Yeah. Like the basic movements, in a gym that's like body weight
start there, and then that's when you go to the gym. And I think some gyms there's so many different machines. There's like, buddy, a shoulder press from that angle, a shoulder press from that angle, and it's just like fuck. Like, what happened to just a shoulder press?
Yeah, like if you're starting out at the gym, and you should think in your head, you want to push and pull, and like push with your legs as well. You don't need to be like upside down pushing the cable. You see all these weird exercises at the gym. Like do this to grow your whatever.
Yeah.
Like just do the basics.
Yeah. Like cavemen had muscles back then and they weren't doing a fucking lat pull down like that.
Yeah.
They just probably pulled up on a tree and it did your lats. But now you've got like I said, all these weird machines. It just makes it so complicated. And like you said, push, pull, do a full push session, full pull session, do a running session. That's a good start.
And the legs.
Yeah.
Because you need the legs, but you could put that in the push, couldn't you?
Yeah, and you can put it in a pull as well. And that you could just start off as a basic like that until you find out which exercises work better, because some exercises work better for different people and depends what you want to train. And then that's when it gets more complicated. Because like for running and stuff, it's a lot of like explosive power exercises that you're doing and stuff like that, rather than just heavy squatting.
And like when you do, say if you play a sport or you go running, building the muscle in the gym is really important to like prevent injuries as well.
Yeah.
Like if I just got up now and like ran and did a 5K, I'd probably be all right just because I've got like the muscle. But for someone who's just starting out, you go on a run and then you get injured, your hip goes or your leg goes because you've kind of not got that like muscle.
Well, your bones and your skeleton is strong, and then your bones and skeleton are joined by like ligaments and tendons, which makes them strong. But then your muscles sit outside of them, which gives them that protection, but also that extra strength. It's basically like saying you want to build a skyscraper, instead of like using reinforced concrete with metal rods in it, you just have metal rods. Like the metal rods over time will just bend and warp.
Yeah.
So put the concrete around it, which is
that's a good analogy. That I like that.
Yeah, save that one.
Smart.
And then put the concrete around it, and it's super fucking strong. And that's not saying you need to be like really muscly shoulders, legs. Just a general amount of strength.
Yeah,
is the best way. And if you do want to be bigger, then be bigger. But I think you're right. You do need
You
that
need them
low level strength.
Yeah, you need that basic, just like safety strength where you're right. If you fall over, picking yourself up, and if you needed to hang on to a bar, like I always you can go down a long route, but imagine if you were just like on a bridge and the bridge was collapsing, you had to hold onto a bar, like
Yeah.
not you don't need
Or
to be
pull
able to
someone
like
up.
like pull someone up or pull yourself up onto something just in case of an emergency.
Oh, I can't because I eat McDonald's.
Yeah,
Well, you're just going to fall then.
yeah,
You
it's
don't go to the gym or anything.
yeah.
And I don't think it's about going to. I think people get turned off by it because we go to the gym and then we're saying, "I'll go to the gym." I don't think that's not what I'm trying to say. It's just general like body weight stuff.
like
You can do that at home. Like COVID was a perfect example. Like you can't go to the gym. People were like bloody squatting their babies and stuff like that. You just need a little bit of weight. It's just some movement instead of sitting on the sofa like that.
yeah. I think it's hard for people when they don't do any exercise to get started, but it's important. You've got to see it as it's important for your overall health, and you don't want to be like really limited in your life. You don't want to be in a wheelchair. You don't want to be like, just because you've caused it from not looking after your overall fitness.
On all medication. You don't want to be 60 going, "Oh, I wish I did running 20 years ago or lifted weights because I wouldn't feel like this."
Yeah,
It's too late then.
it's really you've got to be grateful that you actually have the ability to do that, and you should try your best to like look after your body, because one day like you're not going to be able to do anything anymore. You're going to get to a point where you'll be really old and you won't be able to move as easily, and then you'll look back and you'll think, God, why didn't I make the most of it when I was young?
I had the chance to. But like training in general is just important, I think. Even just down to just like getting out and walking your dog or something.
Yeah, and enjoying it, and not trying to jump to the end goal where like if you want for example, if you're a lad and you want a six pack, or you're a girl and you want like a really flat stomach, and not like thinking, I just want it now, I just want that now. It's all about, well, good things take time, and you've got to enjoy that process of that journey.
Yeah, it definitely takes time. And that's probably the hardest bit for some people, isn't it? So they want it now, and they're watching their mates have got it quicker. Like two men can start at the same time. We can start at the same time. Both say want to put size on, but you might put it on quicker than me.
Yeah.
But actually, you're leaner than me, so it looks like you've put it on.
Yeah.
But then when we go to the gym, I'm actually physically stronger. I can lift more weight. So then you're like, "Oh, I look good, but he's heavier." Oh, and then
everyone's on their own.
Move forward from where you were before.
And it's easy to get caught up in the comparison, especially online. You see someone doing something that you want to be able to do, and then you get a bit disheartened and think, well, how come I can't do that? But you're in your own lane.
One thing I would say is that probably most people will know this, but like social media is completely different to real life.
Yeah.
I want everyone to understand that, because I follow people for Hyroxes on social media, and I've met them in real life and been like, "You've taken some good pictures."
Yeah. The angles are crazy.
You do not look like, and a lot of it comes down to lighting. Google it, YouTube it, whatever. There's a lot about lighting. Good lighting makes you look amazing.
Yeah. Even for girls, like you see girls on Instagram doing stuff, and like a lot of the time they're people's jobs, right? So they're selling something at the end of the day, and they're gonna be false and try and like market something.
Yeah.
And it's not an accurate representation of what they look like or how they train. Them videos where it's like, do this to grow your glutes, or do this to grow your calves. No, they don't do that. That's a little marketing strategy. Like, you've never tried this exercise before. No, because it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to know that you do a basic workout plan works. It always has done.
Yeah.
Doing like you said them, like a lat pull down, but you only do the right side so you can fully like feel it. Like, don't waste your time. Do some pull-ups.
Well, do you want a lat pull down now? It's been ages I've been in a gym like that, but what happened to the old lat pull down that was just a bar? Now you go in and it's like they've got hooks like that. They've got like these weird grips that you hold them like that and stuff like that. And I just think a pull up, if you do a pull up, enough pull ups, you'll get a big back, which is just a straight bar.
Yeah.
Which is what the original lat bar is. But now, like, look at rock climbers, for example. Like, they don't have all this mad shit. They're just climbing in and out of stuff with their hands, which is basic, and they are so strong.
Yeah, the forearms.
They're not training with all these weird contraptions and stuff. Or the same when they do the seated row.
Yeah.
You'd have like the wide bar, thin bar, this bar, underneath bar, and then the video would be, if you train like this, it'll hit this portion of your lat. I just think, oh, fuck hell.
Like, just do the basic stuff.
I don't want it to hit that specific lat because I'm not a bodybuilder, like competing for shows. I just want to hit my
That's
lats.
why I like CrossFit, you know, because CrossFit's just like functional basic movements that you just repeatedly do, and you add weight or you add reps, but it never like, you never go to a CrossFit session and they're like, right, we're going to do lat pull downs.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do carve raises.
But no one goes into there, like a CrossFit gym, and goes, oh my God, like he's got massive arms. Because you'll probably know it with CrossFit. You go into a CrossFit class and look at a guy over there and go, like, he's just not anything.
Yeah.
And he can, like, toes to bar, muscle cleans. Yeah. He's super strong.
Look at Justin Medeiros, he, when he's got a t-shirt on, he looks like a normal guy.
Yeah. He's not got defined arms or anything.
And then he's been world fittest man on earth like twice.
I think once.
Yeah. And like
twice.
He's not the biggest guy, but he lifts all the weights with everyone and he keeps up with everyone and he like smashes everyone in workouts, but he just looks like a normal build.
Yeah. Well, look at Matt Fraser when he won it. He was built like a power lifter, just like short, stocky, like looked fat.
Yeah.
And he wasn't defined. And what was he, five?
Yeah, like 5 or 6 times.
5 or 6 times, like world's fittest man. But then there's other people in the CrossFit Games. I can't remember this guy. There's a guy called like Chandler Smith or something, and he's like used to be an ex-fireman or something, and he's got a massive chest, super defined, looks like chiseled. I mean, he's still pretty fit, but you'd look at him and think, you've got to win this.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
Yeah,
it's just a normal guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's what CrossFit is good for, is that it is like always humbling, and you don't have to have the massive biceps to be super strong.
Yeah.
It's about how you lift the bar, and I think always about technique.
Yeah, that's when I first started at the gym or, you know, exercising, I wanted to do it just for all about like appearance, and I wanted to look good. I really wanted a 6-pack. I wanted big biceps. I wanted everyone to say to me, like, you look strong. Whereas now I don't care about any of that. I actually just want to get better at like movements or get stronger for myself. Not for everyone to look at me and say, like, wow, you look this.
It's so, I mean, it's good, like, growing up and stuff, that you realise it when you're young, you want everyone to say that to you. And no one does, but you carry on. And then when you get to, like, our ages, no one. If you rocked up with, like, 6-pack out and stuff, like, hey, look, everyone, I've got a 6. No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
No one cares.
It's funny, I read a book, right, that was basically talking about this, and it was saying that when you're a little kid, like a little kid, from like a baby to, you know, like 10, you only care about what you want. So like, imagine a little kid like, I want a cake, like, Mum, I want sweets, you know, like, and they get told off for being rude, right? And you only care about what you want. When you're a teenager, an adolescent, maybe like a young adult, like in your early 20s, you want you want what everyone else, you want what you think everyone else wants. So like in society, we think everyone wants a 6-pack, so then you crave that. Or we think if you're a girl, like you want like a really nice like figure, and then you try your best to get that because you think that that's what everyone will like favor you for. And then when you're an actual adult, you learn, most adults do, that it's all about, not about like what you want and not about what you think everyone else wants, but about what you value. So like, I value health, like you value health, we value exercise. So now like, I don't go to the gym to look good. I don't go to the gym because I think people want me to go to the gym. I just go because that's what I value. And it's interesting. It's like there's 3 scenarios, and basically some people get stuck in the first. You know, them people that are like really arrogant. I only care about myself. Like, you're stuck in that kid mind still.
As a 30-year-old.
As a 30, you know, it's interesting, but you've got to make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. And I think, you know, when you hear people or see people or friends or family say, I'm going to go gym every day. And then they fall off like 2 weeks later because they're not doing it because they value it. They're doing it because maybe they think that people will like them better if they lose weight, or they'll like them better if they've got big biceps. I'll fit in more.
Yeah, it's the same with all things, isn't it? You've got to do it because you like doing it and you're going to continue doing it. Because when it gets tough, that's when you'll stop.
Yeah.
And most people, it's the classic, everyone buys a gym membership in January because they feel shit about Christmas. And then how many of them statistically are there in February?
Yeah.
Not a lot.
It's hardly any,
or
is
people
it?
Keep
you see it in a gym.
People will keep paying for a gym membership all year just in case they go. Well, next week I'm going to go, next week. And before you know it, 50 weeks have gone by and you've paid for a gym that you've not stepped foot in 45 weeks.
Yeah.
But you've told everyone, hey, I've got a gym membership, I'll see you that. So it's just about like pleasing people or like
it's
lying
like
to yourself.
Some people know they should do it, but then I hear some people say, it's not for me. It's not for me, the gym. And I think the gym isn't like a place where I go because it's a hobby. It's like I want to be like a healthy person. So I go to the gym, and because I go so much, I ultimately will end up enjoying it. So now, like, I love the gym. I feel really good, and I really enjoy it. But when I first, like, I don't always enjoy it. You know, like, some days I might think, I really can't be asked to go to the gym. But I go because you just got to make sure that you're doing something for the right reasons. You're not, not everyone loves the gym and they go to the gym all the time, you know.
But there's peaks and troughs of it. If you were to write it out, I bet the graph literally is up, down, but always on that
It's always
trajectory.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Some days you're going to have shit days. Like you can train one day, feel amazing, train the next day and be like, Jesus Christ, that's shite.
Yeah.
But you go back and it's still about progression. And that's like for every skill that you want to learn. There's going to be a time where you hit that wall and then you've got to work out, you know, how to get around it.
Yeah.
And then keep going again.
That's the difference between people that give up, people that don't, is that you're saying you've got to figure out how to get around the wall that's blocking you. Whereas some people get to the wall and go, oh, well, I tried and I failed. Oh, well.
Yeah. First time, yeah. And then they'll probably say, oh, I won't go to that gym, not very good. And it's like, well, they didn't make me fit or whatever. And it's like,
yeah,
the gym would give you everything you wanted.
Yeah.
And you not got fit.
It's that phrase of, I've heard so many people say it, it's not for me. I've tried the gym, it's not for me. Don't enjoy it. Like, some people don't enjoy the jobs, but they go to work because they need to earn money. And some people don't enjoy, like, you know, who really enjoys, I don't know, just like eating really healthy, but you know that you have to because it's good for you. I don't know. Some people are just a little bit easy to give up or easy to like let things go.
But if the gym isn't for you, say if you to write out all the activities you can do in the world. I mean, God, think how many activities there are to do. And the first one you go to on that list just happened to be the gym. And you're like, no, don't like it, not for me. And you don't try anything else. That's the whole point. The gym isn't for everyone. Running isn't for everyone. Like, you know, I don't mind cycling. Probably would choose not to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of swimming like competitively or fast. I prefer just laze about in the pool. But I'm not sitting there going, need to start swimming. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to do any of this.
Yeah.
There is
you have to try loads of different things.
There is something. You might like playing hockey or netball or whatever.
Yeah.
That is still activity. It's something else. But if you just stop yourself at the first hurdle or the first wall, you're never going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
You're just always going to be that woulda, shoulda, coulda guy.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, hey, I tried that 20 years ago. Like,
Wasn't for me.
yeah, it wasn't
I
for
think
me.
you can also learn to enjoy anything. I think depending on within reason, I think like you could give me any sport and some things I'd really love and some things I wouldn't like. But I bet if I carried on doing it, eventually I'd find like enjoyment in something. I think like you've got to be open to experiment with stuff and give it time.
I think half the time, because it comes down to competitive stuff, half the time people don't enjoy it because they're just not winning instantly.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you're not naturally just going to be good at that straight out the gate. So you are going to get beaten a lot by people. And it's like, well, I'm just going to keep going. And that should be like the fire.
Yeah, I like that.
You shouldn't just stop because you've lost.
People want
Right.
to see the results straight away. Like you start a new sport, you're going to be rubbish. They want to be good, so then they give up. And life doesn't work like that. You're not always a winner.
I don't know the numbers exactly, but obviously I hear the quote all the time getting chucked about Michael Jordan. I know fuck all about basketball, but
Oh yeah,
they say about like he only made, I don't know what it is, but like say he only made like 300 shots, but he took like 1,500, and if he just stopped, then he would never have made 299 or something like that. You miss like 100% of the shots you don't take or something. So
it's so true. Like everyone talks about the highlights and stuff, but we don't talk about what like all the goals that people have missed or all the shots that people have missed. Or
and like they say, Ronaldo is the best goal scorer to ever live. He has not just taken. He's not just scored 700 goals and they were the only ones he took.
Yeah, like how many goals did he not score?
How many times did he miss the goal? How many times did he save it and all that lot? But he's still the greatest. And you go into the gym once and saying, oh, it's not for me, and then just sacking it off completely. Maybe you went that one day and the gym was too busy and you're having shit time at home and you didn't feel it.
Yeah.
Or you went on the wrong exercise to start with, or you hurt your back last week. It's loads of things.
Yeah.
It's that instant excuse of being like, oh, well, I'm just not going to do it. It's not for me.
I think people, if they value like the health and they want to actually do it, they'll find a way to get into the gym. And I think if you go in once, you don't like it, try it like 20 times. And if you still don't like it, then yeah, do something else, but give it time, you know.
Guarantee if you go in, don't like it the first time, I guarantee you go in 20 times. In those 20 times, you'll find something that's, like I talk about, on that path that you will like. It won't be the gym.
Yeah.
It might be like, for example, at Total Fitness, you might like swimming. You go, oh, I might try that. But that's on your 15th time of going into the gym.
Yeah, you might try spinning.
And you never knew you liked spinning because you never done it, but you never would have liked spinning if you stopped the first time.
Yeah.
And I think it's just all about that. You could have got talking to a guy about nutrition at the gym, and then that sparks what you want to do. And there's loads of things, but
you've got to like give yourself the opportunity to like walk through another door.
Yeah.
So like going into the gym or going into the swimming pool or going into the cycling team or whatever you're going to do is like opening a door, and there might be other doors there. You know, you might go to swimming and then you might meet a new friend who goes every Monday, and then you go every Monday, and then before you know it, you might sign up to a swimming competition.
I think Steve Harvey or something talks about that, about doors opening. There's hundreds of thousands of doors open for everyone somewhere, and you just have to find them on this maze of life.
Yeah.
And you'll find one, and then one will shut, another one will open, and you just keep walking through them till you get to where you need to be.
Yeah. And sometimes, like, if you're not a fan of the gym, maybe that door's locked and you can't get through it, you know, yet. So maybe you try something else, or maybe you just keep trying. Eventually you'll find it like a key that will open it, and then before you know it, you'll probably love it. I think if anything is like to take away from fitness, it's like you've got to build the habit, haven't you? The gym for us is a habit. So it doesn't matter if I'm not feeling up to it or if I'm not, you know, feeling very well or whatever. The first thing I think is I am going gym, you know, and if I have to not go, I feel bad because I want to go, but it's because it's a habit, like brushing your teeth or getting dressed in the morning. It's part of my daily routine. So, but getting to that point took years to make sure that it was like actually in my daily routine. It's just, you have to force yourself to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a while to build a habit. And then, like I said, you'll make something that might not be the gym, might be something else that turns into a habit. But I think fitness and exercise for me is something I'll always do, no matter how old I get.
Yeah.
It might just be a bit slower or whatever, but it's the social and like community and the fitness is just secondary, really.
Yeah.
I like the events, like the High Rocks events and stuff. I just like the events, which makes me want to go. I go and be like, oh, I want to be part of this. So then you just buy a ticket.
Yeah.
And you just...
makes you feel good as well. You do it for like selfish reasons as well, because you do it because you want to be healthy and like you want to be healthy for your family. You want to, provide for your family and stuff. But you also do it because you enjoy it and it makes you feel good. It gives you a boost. I love it when I hit a new PB or I finish a race and I come like second or first or whatever. You feel amazing.
And that's what spurs you on each time.
Yeah, you
And
need
you should
that.
look at it either way. If you come first, it'll spur you on. If you come second, it's like, right, next
time.
year, I'm first. And that's just the motivation. It's tough, but when you do it for long enough,
yeah. And that's the
You'll be
point. When you
fine.
do it for long enough, it's not tough anymore. The start is always the hardest of starting like fitness or gym or exercise. But the cool thing is to think about when you're at the start, say like you're listening and you've never done running before, and then you're going to go for a run today. Like today will be the hardest,
Yeah.
Tomorrow or the next day will be a tiny bit easier because you've already done it once. It might be an increment like easier. You might not even notice it, but keep ticking away and eventually it'll just be part of what you do.
Just do that first day.
Yeah.
And then just keep going back. And then if it just go with someone, and you can go off each other then.
Yeah, it's good having like a mate or a buddy that's like holding you accountable as well.
But you just got to start, chip away at it and just carry on. That's pretty much all the advice I would give. Just got to get started.
Yeah, and don't, what did we say at the start? Don't be picking up girls or guys in the gym.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
Or if you do, make sure you wait till the end.
Yeah.
Wait, but then probably by the time you've seen them really sweaty, that you might not.
It might turn you off. It might be a good thing. You know.
So it might, maybe just go to the gym so it stops you being a pest.
Right. Thanks for listening. If you are still here and you can follow or like or share or comment, it really helps us out and it helps us know that we're doing the right thing. If you've got any advice for someone starting out in the gym, let us know in the comments. But thanks for listening and we'll see you in the next one.
See you on the next one.